This day has wiped me out, you
Dude,
guys.
it's so hard,
I
man,
was
doing the
crying
blocks.
earlier. Huh, Marty?
She was crying. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to our off-grid homestead that we're building from scratch here in North Idaho. In our previous video, we poured the stem wall for a 16 by 24 extension on our house with a 12 by 12, 8-foot deep root cellar. Those were some really tall forms that we made, and we're hoping that they turned out okay. Today, we're going to be taking off those forms, letting you see how they turned out, and start building the concrete block walls for the root cellar. If you're new to our channel, we started off living in tents right over here, and then we built this and all of this, and we continue to build out our homestead day by day, week by week, sharing the whole experience with you. Let's get these forms off and see how they turned out.
We're climbing higher, we'll touch the fire. It's all that we know, we'll never let go. We're wild and free, got all that we need. We're flying right through, yeah, that's what we do. We're finally here, I see it so clear. We're up in the clouds like we're heroes. We came from the dust, we never gave up. Just look at us now, yeah, we're heroes.
Lame-o.
Whoa, raise your hands to the wind now. We won't give in now. We'll fight till the end. Now that we're flying. Now that we're flying, flying, flying. Now that we're flying.
All right, kind of set the scene to where we are: garage, apartment, main house right here, and the extension here. So this right here is the original part of the house, the original foundation, and then we added all of this right here. So let's see how it turned out. All right, looking inside. Oh, it looks good, man. You can see the wood markings in it. Not that that's important, but it looks cool. All of our bolts are in here, coming down this way. Then you notice there's a change here. These were the OSB forms that we had, and we did get some bulging in between each of the studs. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but let's see here. Oh yeah, you can see. Right, there's a little bit of bulging, a little bit of wood stuck in there, but that comes right off. So right here, you can kind of see it's bulged right here and bulged right here, and this is how thick it ought to be right there. Not a big deal. It took just a little bit more concrete than we were thinking. I thought we'd have a little bit extra at the end, but it turned out perfect. 5 yards of concrete to pour from here all the way around to there. And this right here is the opening to get into that root cellar. 3x3 opening. So right down here's the root cellar. We're gonna be using this concrete block wall in this video to build this right here. Go over there so we can start building the floors and all of that good stuff. First thing we're gonna do is use our grinder here, and we're gonna smooth out this whole area to get all of the big lumps and bumps out, just because this is the first time I've ever laid block, and I wanna make sure that we're starting with a good flat surface that we can use to get this block done. Hopefully the whole wall built today. Although this is the first time, right? So we'll see how she turns out. Let's get to grinding.
Today's a new day. Hear what I say. We're climbing steady. We're living carefree. We're finally here. I see it so clear. We're up in the clouds like we're heroes. We came from the dust. We never gave up. Just look at us now. Yeah, we're heroes. We won't ever give up now. No, we won't stop now. We won't slow down.
All right, I think we got it out pretty smooth now. Measured over from this wall over to here and marked it down at that end, and then we chalk lined it this way. Then we did the same thing. We measured from that wall that's behind you, and we chalk lined this line here. So now we've got our two chalk lines, but we don't know if they're square, right? So what we need to do is we're gonna use Pythagorean's theory. Is that what it's called, Sother?
No.
What's it called?
Pythagorean theory.
Yeah, the Pythagorean theory from Pythagoras, right? All right, so You can go like 3 feet, 4 feet, and then you measure between and it's 5. Or if you want to be a little bit more accurate, you can go 6 feet, 8 feet, and then 10 feet in between. And so basically, all you do is you measure from here, from that corner, down to 6 feet. Put a mark. Then you measure from here, down this way, to 8 feet, and you put a mark. Okay, and then you measure from here, that mark over there, over to this mark over here, and it should be 10 feet, which is exactly what we got. I was not expecting it to be perfectly square the first time, but it turned out perfectly square. Seth and I already checked it. We're square. This is our line. This is where our wall's going. Seth is going to be cutting out some trenches. I don't know what exactly you call it, but he's cutting notches out of all of the blocks so we can run a rebar like tube of concrete all the way around the wall. So the rebar is going to lay inside of there and tie it all together. I'll show you when we get to that stage.
Take back my life. It's time to go my own way. Across the horizon, I've been dreaming about it every day. I believe we're wild and free. I feel so alive.
What do you think so far, Marty?
I think that I don't really know what I'm doing. But we have a wall being built and hopefully stuck down.
It's level.
It's level.
So we have 120 minutes to use that amount. We actually feel like we're using more than I thought we would of the mortar.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to use this plastic here to act as a vapor barrier behind the concrete wall, and then we'll actually backfill as well with dirt. Watson, come here, Watson. Watson, come here. Come here, Watson.
So we're putting plastic in behind here, all along here, to help keep the water from coming through this wall. Although I don't think there's going to be any water really coming through the wall because it's pretty dry down here already. When we excavated all this out earlier, it's fairly dry. Another morning here on the homestead. Let me show you what we got done last night. Well, yesterday and last night. We got 2 rows of block done like this. And we've got all of these cut for the rebar kind of perimeter. I don't know what you call it. Row of rebar. It's not a column because it's not going up and down. Band of rebar. The rebar will sit in here. And then when we fill it, this will fill and overflow. In order to make a solid band, that's going to be the next row that we put on here. First though, we're going to fill up these cells, what we've got so far, up to about here-ish, halfway up with concrete. And that way we get a good bond down there in the very bottom.
Today, this time, choosing the state of my mind, yeah. Guru says so. Breathe in and let it all go now. It sinks into your bones like a potion for your soul. Before you know it, you're gold. I'm gold. I'm feeling so gold. So gold. Yeah, I got it. I got this new glow.
We're making good progress on getting that root cellar finished. But you see the wall here, right? It's deep down there. And we want to make sure that no water is coming through that wall into the root cellar. So we got this cool stuff right here, which was recommended by the Mallory paint store there in Ponderay. It is waterproofing for concrete. Jules is going to start painting the outside of this wall all the way around over here with this stuff. 2 coats, get it sealed up. And then as you notice here, we've got our plastic here, which is going to help prevent water coming through that block wall from that side and this side as well. We'll show you how we're going to deal with any water that does happen to get in there once we get to that stage, which will hopefully be in this video.
Create, give love, that's all I'm really here for, yeah. Make no mistake, I'm giving more than I take now. It sinks into your bones like a potion for your soul. Before you know it, you're gold, I'm gold. I'm feeling so gold, so gold. Yeah, I got it.
Seth and I are gonna go ahead and start mixing up all the concrete, and then we'll pass it down to Marty. And we're gonna go ahead and plan on filling up the next 1.5 blocks. So we've already got it up to that level, and then we're gonna finish that. And that way they're kind of all tied together. You ready, Seth?
Ready.
We're down a couple people. Sarah and Colin have gone back to college, so it makes everything take a little bit longer, and we all have to end up doing a little bit more. Working on our muscles, that's what we're doing. Figured out that if we count to about 15 seconds, it comes out about the right consistency. You ready down there?
Ready.
Okay, here it comes. We're doing about 1/2 bucket at one time. That way it doesn't get too heavy, and it makes it a lot more manageable to put into the cinder blocks.
We're just using a piece of conduit to kind of tamp down the concrete as we pour it in there. Make it nice and compact.
We laid rebar going horizontally across here, so that's why we're filling it right now, to make sure that that all gets tied in really well. How are you doing this morning, Watson? Huh? How are you doing? And Tuxer, how are you? Oh, you're gonna bite me, little rascally kitty.
Do something kind of crazy. Drive all night with you right next to me. Feel the pounding of your heartbeat. When we get up high, won't look down, we won't look back. Yeah, when I die, I wanna know I lived like that. I wanna run in wide spaces, fly like the wind in high places, rushing like water on my face. With your
Right now is a good time to take a quick little break and tell you about My Patriot Supplies having a super sale, guys. You know, inflation and all the prices are going up and up and up, but My Patriot Supply has dropped their prices down to 2019 levels. This is the cheapest it's been since 2019. Check this out. This right here is our year's supply of emergency food. We bought it with our own money, and there is a link down in the description below where you can check out their current prices, which are cheaper than when we bought this stuff a few months ago. Also, if you're watching on a TV, there is a QR code right over here that you can go ahead and scan. Just hold up your phone, turn on the camera, and it should take you right to their webpage where you can check out their prices and see if this is something that you want to invest in. All right, let's get back to work. Whew, it is evening now. I've been working all day on this thing. Check it out. Oh man, doesn't that look good? It actually came out really good. We're using double ladders here, going in and out of the man door right here. This will be a door for getting in. Look, it's evening. Sun's getting low. So now we've got how many blocks? 1, 2, 3 blocks we need to fill, top it off. And we do have a form over here. I got to add a little bit to it, but filling it in down there. Got a piece of rebar pinned in there to hold it. We're going to form right here. I don't really think we need to. We've got it all, you know, concreted in here, but Just to get rid of this notch here, we're going to form that up right there. It's coming up next, man. It's coming up right now, actually. All right, we are ready to go and start filling. I think I'm gonna have to stand on top of the wall and walk down it as we fill. Seth's gonna be handing me the buckets full of concrete.
Yep.
Half a bucket.
Half a bucket.
Jules is the mix master.
Yeah, this day has wiped me out, you
Dude,
guys.
it's so hard,
I
man,
was
doing the
crying
blocks.
earlier. Comedy.
She was crying.
It's so exhausted, and I was so disappointed that I couldn't do more. My body was just giving out on me. So Marty said I could have a break.
I'm really kind.
You should show him the hole that I dug.
Okay, yeah, so while that's mixed in there and we're getting ready to start pouring, I'll show you the hole that she dug, man. Oh, man, that's a big hole. And that is really hard dirt. First, you got this layer of roots you got to get through, and then it turns into like super hard dirt. And then she started this hole here. And that's where...
This is where it broke down. These roots, man, they beat me up today. So this is as far as I got on our last hole. It was so sad.
These are going to be footers for the porch, right? There's an 8-foot porch. It's going to connect below this roof right here and come out, right? And then these are the posts right here, and there'll be like a deck. I don't know if you call it a deck, but it'll be like a porch right here. Posts every 10 feet, and then a roof covering it right here. The goal for this winter, guys, last winter it was 6 feet, right? We didn't make it, but we were hoping for 6 feet. This is the goal this winter, okay? Hold me to it, because this is what I want. The snow off of this roof to come down onto the porch roof, and then to come down and pile up right here. I want it to pile so high that it connects the roof to here, so that when you walk out this door, all as you see is a wall of snow. Okay, that's the goal for this winter. Hopefully we'll make it. We'll see though.
Hey, give her a dump, mama.
Give her a dump. Only half a bucket though, please. It's heavy and I'm tired.
Whoa.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. All right, here you go. So we're gonna do the new technique, the dangerous technique.
Make pictures look like postcards. I wanna go take a train and watch you sleep right in my arms. I wanna go where we don't know where we are. Climb something high, don't look down and don't look back. Yeah, when I die, I wanna know I live like that. I wanna run in wide spaces, fly like the wind in high places, rushing like water on my face with your hand in my hand.
So I think this is the last time in my life that I will do concrete blocks.
You love it that much, huh?
I think I'm anti-concrete block now. You know, we wanted to try it. We wanted to learn and see what it was like. We've seen what it's like. I don't like it that much. But it's a good skill to have. So I'm glad we have the skill now. We know kind of what to do and how to do it. But I'd rather form it and pour it than build a block wall and fill it full of concrete. What about you, Jules?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just kind of tedious.
TDS.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that if you're a pro, you know, and you do this every day, then you get fast at it. You probably have like a 3-man team or something doing it, and you can do it really quickly and it looks good. But for a DIYer who's not going to do it every day, form it and pour it. That's my advice. All right, so here is the finished walls, sealed wall, ready to start getting the floor ready for concrete pour and cutting out a big hole over here in the wall. But guys, this is where we're gonna have to end this video. So if you wanna go all the way back to the beginning, before when we were living in tents over here, well, there's a video right up here that will take you all the way back to the beginning, or you can check out this video that we picked out for you right here. We hope you guys have a really great day and keep smiling.